What is going on, guys? We are back with another rebuild here on Madden 24, and today we're going to be finishing off the NFC North with the Minnesota Vikings, a team that is obviously one of the best offenses in the league when they're on, and then whether they're on, off, in between, one of the worst defenses in the league. I know they got the new DC, but they also have a lot worse of players than last year. There's a guy named Dalvin Tomlinson that most people would have been thinking, he's an all-right player. But no, he's going to be a huge loss for them. Za'Darius Smith was obviously a great player for them, even if he wasn't the greatest for the locker room. And, Patrick Peterson actually had a really good year, even though he's on the older side. And, they lost Eric Kendricks. And a lot of these guys were kind of, on down seasons. Like Adam Thielen wasn't really that great last year for them. Addison might even be better than Thielen straight out the gate. Been seeing NFL-ready rookie wide receivers just killing it year one, but it is a defense that should worry Vikings fans even more than previous years. But talking about the offense, obviously Justin Jefferson, probably the best wide receiver in the league right now. Devontae's still really good, but it's a toss-up. I would probably go Jefferson slightly higher than him. Once again, we talked about Addison. He could literally jump in and play just as well as Thielen, if not better. Once again, Thielen, kind of an off year for him. TJ Hockenson, close to top 5. He's top 6 at least. Maybe you can argue top 5, but just not as good of a blocker as most of the other guys on the list. Then you have the offensive line. Tackles are amazing. Inside, it's okay. The center's pretty good. He's been dependable for years. Ezra Cleveland's decent. Ed Ingram, don't know a whole lot about, to be honest, but it's an offensive line that's definitely a lot better than several years ago. And then, of course, the running back position. A lot of people want to look at Dalvin Cook like, oh, he's this superstar running back that, they should have never got rid of him. Maybe you argue that, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure, like I said, I seen a stat where Dalvin Cook actually almost led the league in runs that were negative yardage, but his yards per carry were really up there because of those big breakaway runs. So they're maybe thinking, we got a good group of running backs. Also, I don't know who Wangwu is. I went regular season because that's what it recommended. I assume they had the cuts up to date, but I guess not. Whoops. I guess it's not really going to matter too much for Madden Sim, it's all completely random at kick return anyways, and obviously running back, we're going to need a new one no matter who we had here. And then, of course, Osborne. He's not been a bad number 3 for this team, even though Thielen is probably more in the slot anyways. Then looking at the defense, they added Davenport and Hunter, one alike. Very, very talented players when they're on the field, but injury concerns are definitely there, especially on Davenport's part. And then speaking of more injuries, Asamoah, Andrew Booth, Lewis Seen, a bunch of rookies that we really didn't get to see too much because of those injuries. Harrison Smith is still playing at a pretty high level for his age. Byron Murphy was all right for the Cardinals, but once again, Minnesota has struggled to get cornerbacks for I don't even know how long. I would probably say literally since Antoine Winfield Sr. That's how long it's been. Harrison Phillips is all right, but Dean Lowry, as a Packers fan, I don't get it. Tonga, this is a defense that not only was already bad, but now they get even worse in the talent department. And then kicker, punter, I don't even know who this kicker is. Looks like a model of some sort. Jack Podlesny. Once again, Marv from Home Alone, but looking actually like a model, though. I guess he's got something else if it doesn't work out for him, unless he gets hit literally right in the face. Which, speaking of hitting things in the face, maybe hit the like button in the face, the subscribe button if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff on the channel, whether it's actually playing as the franchise or doing a rebuild of the team itself. And I gave Kirk Cousins star dev because he kind of deserves it. He's obviously a very solid quarterback and doesn't really get the credit he deserves. And let's head on in, see what we need to do, because once again, even if we force Kirk to star there, might still need to replace him because Madden just be that way. I have the regression on 90% for QB. I think I have 110 for tight end. Kicker punter at 90%. But let's go on in and see what kind of season we're going to have. The Vikings are usually a team that does not do well in Sim, and I'm really hoping that's not the case here. Andrew Booth, who started with star last Madden, lost it this Madden, could get it right back right away. It's not easy to do, but normal to star isn't the hardest either. Unless, once again, you're a cornerback for the Vikings. Well, classic Vikings selling hard. Oh, yeah, they paid TJ Hockenson some ridiculous contract, didn't they? Davenport, we'll have to see how he's playing. Ezra Cleveland probably gets the contract. We got a lot of money. Kirk Cousins probably needs to get paid as well, assuming he's playing well. Darisaw, the fifth-year option actually probably is cheaper than re-signing him long-term, so Gonna have to look up that contract for Hawkinson, but it appears to be more than he's being offered here. 4 years, 66, 29 million guaranteed. Okay, so I don't know how this is gonna work, but I don't really know. 29 mil? Is that like close? I don't really care. It's 60. No. I don't know if he's gonna take this. 4 year, 66. Bump up that bonus and I'll sign. Bruh. Wait, actually, maybe it says 29 million guaranteed. I don't care, dude. I'm gonna keep him long term anyways. Who cares? Danielle Hunter gets the contract, I guess. Oh my lord, I hate this team. No one loves us. 0 sacks is even starting. Davenport has 0 sacks. What's even the point? All right, we're about to find out how bad these playbooks are, and the Vikings find themselves at 4-13, which could be bottom 3 in the entire league. Maybe even the first overall pick. It is not. It is the 4th overall pick. Maybe better depending on... Nah, we killed it in the division, 4-2. So 4th overall. Definitely gives you a chance at QB, I suppose, if that's what you want. But I did pay Kirk 1 year 38. At the time, he was like week 8, week 9, and he had 12 touchdowns for 4 interceptions. But yeah, the team did not play well, and that's just because the schemes in Madden for the Vikings are always just so bad. Don't know why, they just hate them. The Vikings never do well in Sim. Kirk Cousins, those are kind of Kirky-like numbers, maybe a little higher in the touchdowns, but rushing, very good yards per carry for Alexander Madison, actually, but still, at his age, at his development, we're going to need a new running back. Jefferson and Addison were great. Could win Rookie of the Year with Addison. Osborne was decent. Hawkinson definitely did not earn that paycheck. Darisaw, an 86-plus overall left tackle, just gave up 21 sacks in EA's sick, perverted game. Davenport, where's Daniil? He had 0 sacks on 1,000 downs played. The 3-4 defense has gotten even worse in Madden. It's ridiculous. Davenport at week 13 at 0 sacks. Got to 4.5, which is something like you're telling me an 87 overall edge rusher, now 88, should have 0 sacks on a season where he didn't get hurt. Are you kidding me? Like, what are even the odds of that? That's probably never even happened. That's actually probably never happened in the NFL. You don't even have to be a good edge rusher to at least get 1 sack on the season if you played all 17 games. You just get lucky. Like, that's crazy sim logic by EA. Rookie of the Year, Addison, number 2. That sucks. Best QB at number 8. Best running back, not on the list. Best wide receiver at number 5. Best O-line, not on the list. Best D-line, not on the list. Best linebacker, not on the list. Best DB, not on the list. Best kicker, not on the list. This was an awful season other than getting that draft pick. It literally was terrible. Normally, I give it a season or 2. I usually give it 2 seasons, and then I switched playbooks. I might have to switch it early on into the... Oh, actually, let's see our offensive rankings. At least if the offense was decent, we can keep it all the same. 24th in offense with this group of skill position players is definitely a number. 30 for defense. Okay, fair enough. Makes sense. I'm not going to argue it. 32nd. Yeah, okay, I've got to switch schemes to something that makes sense. I don't know, like a team that has 2 good wide receivers and a really good tight end. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Maybe the Eagles scheme. I don't know if they're good in Sim, but they do seem to make the Super Bowl a lot. Maybe it's just because of their overall, but in previous Maddens, they've been pretty bad Sim-wise for their playbooks. The winner of the Super Bowl is the Eagles over the Bills. Could see that happening. We'll see. As far as dev-ups go, maybe Addison still went up in dev. That would be really massive, and he didn't. Kirk Cousins still drops down to an 81 overall, despite the fact that we have the regression on lower. And then defensively, we had 0 dev-ups. This, once again, outside of the draft pick, was a detrimental season for this team. This was... Everyone got older, and we didn't get a single dev up. But we got 60 mil left, and I don't even know if I want Darisaw, so I'll go for the 5th year option just for that fact alone, just so we don't have to replace every single position. Davenport was okay, but I think at his age and the fact that 4.5 sacks he struggled to get, he's just not worth keeping. He's just going to bounce around teams like Yannick Ngakoue, I think. I know the Vikings fans, and I know the Vikings themselves love CJ Ham, so I'm going to try to keep him. Boom. KJ Osborne actually wasn't bad. That's a good point, though. He wasn't bad, so try to keep him. I mean, that's a pretty good season. I think he's worth that contract. I'll give him a 3-year 23. Okay. I mean, I think that's pretty fair. All right, headed to free agency. One of the big things we want to do, if we're going to spend any money, is find positions that are not easy to get in the draft. So edge rusher, kind of wide receiver. Josh Allen would be a nice addition, but I don't know. This team does really need defense, so like, would it not be a thought? We should also check if Mr. Harrison Smith retired, because he is on the older side. And he does. Wow, okay. I think he is still he's still owed quite a bit of money, so that's a decision. They don't want to pay Austin Eckler. I don't know if I want to pay him either, because he's going to regress hard. He's 29 years old. He's going to regress really hard the following season. I don't know. Maybe check a look at the trade block running backs or something like that, if that's a thing. Don't really need a number 2 wide receiver, so, I mean, maybe we'll go for someone cheap if that exists. But overall, I'm just looking for those positions, like we said, that are hard to draft. Edge is one of them, and the only guy I'm seeing is Josh Allen. Luvu's not asking for much, but he's also not very good. I don't even know, dude. We might have to draft Edge at pick 4 overall, which is high, but, I mean, it kind of makes sense. All right, I've offered a couple of players here. These kind of are like all bandage type situations, but it isn't really costing us that much. We end up getting Jordan Brooks on a 4-year 34. I'm not a huge fan of his coverage ability, but his run stopping ability, which we're really bad at, is definitely something that we want. And then Chenault's a very good slot type guy, so we got him on a 3-year 15. Trying to offer for these other guys. We'll see if we get him. We definitely need the secondary help. We end up getting Okudah, who's still young enough. And then we try again, and we still don't get Devin Singletary. Come on, give me somebody here. 2-year 10 for Devin Singletary is not bad. He's a pretty good overall, and his juke ability's through the roof. And we get Singletary, despite the fact that the Bengals offered more. 2-year about 10. And then Edmonds, we're not going to end up getting because they yoink him at the end. Probably should have done a little bit better to try to get that safety spot because we're kind of screwed there. Still a couple of other options that we can go with if we need to, which I think Caden Stearns wouldn't be the worst call since he's still young enough. And boom, Caden Stearns. All right, we have a bunch of edge rushers for once on the list. The best player is probably Bassey, but he's a top 5 that may not even get close to number 4. And he doesn't. So we're going to depend on what we do here. Look at Arizona rolling in the picks. We're going to determine what we do here based on who else goes. And I will say all of the other guys are there. I have like 3 edge rushers, I believe. Fields, Green, Talbot's not really as good as I was hoping. I'm debating on what I want to do here because pick 4 overall for a pass rusher that wasn't as good. Like Bassey, I take him every day of the week. The other 2, they're not as good. I think I might still take one, though. I think I really should. Got an A to B finesse with a B block shed, A awareness, 4.5 340, and then Darren Fields, who is a little bit older, a little bit slower, but has that A finesse with the B awareness. I mean, they're both good. I would say Janelle Green's probably a little bit better. I'm trying to think of who's behind us. So the Saints, they go on a 4-3. The Patriots could use edge, kind of. The Detroit Lions, they could kind of use edge. I mean, if I can get like some little sneaky trade with the Patriots, I think I would. They're not going to give me what I want, though, I bet. All right, it took a little bit of fighting, but we trade 4 this year, a 5th round this year, and a 6th next year to the Patriots for their 1st and 3rd, which is 2 spots back. We give them Moore, Wright, and Bynum. And this could be a really bad decision because you just don't know who they're going to take. If they take, they don't take edge. I was about to say that's a really good decision if they take edge. They didn't. Quarterback goes. I didn't even really pay attention to QB because I was like, screw, we're going to let Kirk Cousins work. We need an edge rusher bad. Though I will say that quarterback looks pretty good. I don't know who's better. I think you go for the athlete, right? The younger athlete makes the most sense in my opinion. A to B finesse, not sure what that's going to be, but the block shed's great. The pursuit, awareness, all that stuff looks great. I think Donnell Green's my choice. He's hidden development trait, 84 speed, 90 excel. If that's 84 speed, is the other guy like 81, 82? I don't even know, but I'm going to be really mad if the other guy doesn't go like early. Please tell me he goes early. I don't think that was our guy either. Oh my lord, all these teams that don't need him. Okay, the Jets took a guy that I was not. I did not think they were going to be the ones to take Fields. And maybe they got the wrong scheme. I don't even know, but that kind of would have thrown me off during the draft, I suppose. Probably going to still focus a little bit on this defense. Corner with Okuda, I think we can let it roll. But D-line, interior, Zach Hitchcock looks great. Who doesn't love a little Hitchcock? Our options are pretty thin if we don't trade down, though. Did get that extra third, which is nice. I guess we're going to take Zach Hitchcock. He looks pretty good. He's 21 as well, and very strong. Zach Hitchcock it is. In development trait, that's a win. And we shall move down to the 6th pick in the 3rd round. We don't have our own 3rd round pick, which really sucks because of the Hawkinson trade, but it is what it is. And that 3rd round we got from the Patriots is what we're going to be using here. Anyone else on the list? Do we have any DTs? We use all the DTs we can get. Bradley's probably going to be my choice. So Mr. Gerald Bradley, 21 years old as well. Very athletic. Strength isn't the greatest, but great finesse, great tackle, great block shed. And also hidden development trait. He looked really good. Key ratings. I was a little iffy on this dev because we've seen a lot of normal devs that look great like that. And at pick 7 in the 4th round, there are still some linemen, I think. We could use 1 or 2. I would like to trade up for maybe even both, but I got to see how much that'll cost. We also have Roy Cook. Give me some Toby Gerhart action, but I think if we're going to go for a running back, we're going to wait last second. And I really want Kaufman because he actually has good throw power and his ratings look okay. But I don't know, dude. We really need a lineman, and I think that's what I want to go for. I'm going to wait till one of them's gone. I don't think we can get both. I think that's going to throw away our chances at like the other players we were just looking at. We give the Cardinals a 4th this, a 5th and a 6th next, and Ty Chandler for their 3rd round pick that apparently they don't want. Okay, can I give him a 7th round way in the future? That little notch was all that it took. Oh, my Lord. James Witt went. I believe James Witt was the one I actually wanted the most out of the 2 linemen, but it is what it is. We're going to just take whoever's there. Mr. James Bates. Watch it be our first non-hidden. Yep. That's unfortunate, but still probably smarter to use him than Ed Ingram. Ingram's got a pretty low ceiling. He's already like 24. I think 25 maybe. And I think I'm going to take Burrell, the running back. He's pretty decent looking for a power back. A-carrying and everything. And he's hidden. Ooh, I did not expect that. I'm kind of thinking maybe he has a chance. I mean, his key ratings look pretty good. The quarterback's gone, sadly. We're going to go to the 6th round, see who's there. But the key ratings look pretty good. That's why I decided I was like, that's the guy we're going to take. Roy looked great too, but obviously I would have had to use a pick way higher than I would have wanted to. And the safety, Emmett Tiller, is still there. A bit raw, but he was one of the best safeties that was a little bit later. Okay speed, it seems. 89 speed. I'm going to be honest with you, he's a backup at best. That's not a starter anytime soon. But we did okay in the draft. Really loaded up on defense. It seems like both sides of the ball were pretty bad, but based on what the roster looks like, yeah, just had to, admit that the defense looks way worse. Let's take a look at what these overalls are. 75 for the edge, fair enough. Interior, 73, 74, 73 for the guard, so he will start. Burrell, 73, or Burrell, and then the safety was pretty bad. I want to take a look at Donnell Green, because obviously he's a starter. What is his ratings? I mean, pretty good, right? Swim move, injuries high. He's a pretty good-looking player. I'm going to keep him at right out. What number was that? Was that something in the 40s? 45 for an edge rusher, huh? 52, I guess, with, star dev. Obviously usable, but a little disappointing. I'm curious to see what the other guys were like, though. Bassie, 79 overall, dude. I mean, we were never going to touch that. Wow. And as an edge at 268, he's faster than our linebacker. That's crazy. What's his dev? Oh, that sucks. Superstar X Factor. Oh, wow. Let's take a look at Fields now. Literally the same speed as our guy. Love to see that. Excel's a little bit lower. Finesse is a bit higher. Block shed's a little lower. Please be star as well. Just give him star. Oh, no, dude. My hate for age. It caught up with me. No shot. Well, that's disappointment. We got the worst of the 3. Let's go for the trifecta. Let's take a look at Witt. Watch, he'll be hidden. Okay, in fairness, he was at least normal as well. Here we go for Season 2. I'm going to leave the normal, what is that called? Playbooks and scheme and all that on, and then adjust it as we go. And we'll see. If it's a really bad start to the season, again, at least on offense, I might have to change it because we're not a 32nd ranked offense with these playmakers. I know Burrell, the running back situation, is a little bit on the lower side, but there's teams with worse players than this on offense that are playing at least top 20. But it is still a team that is developing and still needs a lot of pieces. Got Okuda at number 3 just because I think Andrew Booth kind of deserves to be the next up, if you will. And Okuda's moved around a little bit. He's had a chance. So we're going to keep Okuda at the number 3 with Booth at number 2 for now. But that could change as next season, starts, or maybe middle of the season if Booth is doing badly. But we got a couple of up-and-comers at least. Now we have 3 new names that should be long-term additions. Don't know what Hitchcock or Bradley's devs are, but we'll find out. Same with Burrell. I don't know what his devs are, or his dev is, but might need a right guard, probably need a center, definitely need a QB. And then defensively, a middle linebacker wouldn't hurt, possibly. Safety, maybe another corner, right end perhaps. And then we don't know about Daniil Hunter. We did pay him a 4-year $66, but also don't know what the regression is going to be like. Caden Stearns, getting a dev up. Maybe he's the future of the safety position. 10K XP and star dev. We got to pay some players here. Justin Jefferson's floor is probably $30 million at this point. But hey, if he wants to take that, I'm just saying, a 4-year 120, excited to stay. We'll take it. Byron Murphy, don't know how it's going to work out in real life, but in-game, he's definitely worth a 4-year 36, and boom. What else? Harrison Phillips, he's actually not bad, but a 3-year 31 for him, I think he's a little too costly. Kirk Cousins, I think, has to be replaced at this point. He dropped 3 overalls already from 84. He's going to go down even more. Ryan Wright probably gets the contract, and Lewis Seen we will wait on and just re-sign him long-term. Kept the same scheme and everything. It was better, but it's still 7-10. We actually had a really good start, and then it just completely fell off from there. Don't know if we're going to be able to get a franchise quarterback in the 10 to 15 range, but we sure as hell need to hope to, because that's likely what we're going to need. As once again, I don't think we're going to be bringing back Kirk Cousins unless he had a miraculous year, which it appears touchdowns are low, but so are the interceptions low, but so are the touchdowns, and yards aren't much better. Burrell, he's a rookie running back. That's going to happen. Addison was pretty good again. Jefferson was decent. We're just not getting numbers that reflect the talent of the team. Our interior is putting up more sacks than our edge, which maybe some teams make sense, but not this team, where we just started 2 rookies on the interior. Kicking was actually pretty good with Tanner Brown. And then Ryan Wright, who got a 3-year 7.5, looking the part. Take a look at the award wins. Definitely not any for us. The scheme will be changed. I don't care what anyone says. We have to change it. Rookie of the year with Hitchcock. That's something. Don't know what his dev is as it stands, but at least superstar now, I think. Falcons versus Chiefs. The winner being probably the Chiefs, but the Falcons have been killing it lately in Sim, and it is the Chiefs. Let's take a look at the dev ups if we had any, other than, probably Hitchcock. Offense, Addison's killed it. Still no dev up. Kirk Cousins is 78 overall, so he's usable. Burrell was only star, but he's 77 overall now, which isn't terrible. Defensively, Hitchcock, like I said, I think went up in dev, but no one else sadly did, unless Bradley was only star and then just went up dev as well, which he did not. So we actually drafted 1 superstar, it seems, which is pretty cool. Hitchcock, obviously not one of them. And he has 3 upgrade points. So the interior of the D-line, I know we have to replace Phillips, isn't in the worst of places, right? Block shed's a little higher. We're going to have to definitely use that power rusher. But overall, another kind of wasted season where we didn't really get many dev-ups. 85 million, 86 million, actually. Lewis Seen, you might as well just give him a contract long-term. Although I will say, at 79 overall, 25, that age is catching up a little bit for Madden. Harrison Phillips, I think we can do better, like we said. Kirk Cousins, we can definitely do better. But should we? I don't know. CJ Ham still not really regressing. And then Tanner Brown was really good for us. So a 3-year 9. Nice. We got a kicker back. Anyone else though? CJ Ham. I guess didn't really block that well for us. We didn't run, really run well. But we got a lot of money. We need a quarterback. If there's one in there that's realistic, maybe that's the route we go. Because like I said, just don't. What pick do we have? We don't have that many draft picks, and I don't know how high our pick is going to be. 13. I don't know if we're going to get a quarterback at 13. Maybe what the look. But let's take a look at the free agents. See if there's anyone in here. So Joel Bitonio, a lot of linemen it seems. A lot of guys on the older side. Tua's in there, which is maybe realistic, but I imagine if Tua's actually available, that means he's healthy, and I don't think you let go of a healthy Tua. And then you have both of these quarterbacks here. Jared Goff, definitely on the younger side. Jordan Love is still there in free agency. I don't know about Zach Wilson. Trey Lance, I don't know, dude. I want more realistic options. Getting Cousins back is probably like the most realistic, so maybe we offer him a 1-year 23. I want to do like a 1-year 15 or something, because he's kind of let us down a little bit. We're going to get in DJ Reader on a 1-year 18.3, which is a really nice addition. So that D-line's set. Kirk Cousins won't budge, but I don't know if anyone else is going to be offering for him. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We got Kirk back on a 1-year 15 steal for us, and obviously gives us another season of good quarterback play if the rookie we get, if we get one, is crap. All right, pick 13 overall. There's not a lot of great quarterbacks in here. I mean, the very top guy looks pretty good, and then you have a couple of these guys, top 5s, that are actually 2 to 3 talents. Maybe McDonald, but I think they are all like 23 years old. Callahan, because he's a 3 to 4, you'd probably take the chance on him, but I don't really know if anyone but the top guy, and even him, is really franchise level, so we might be crapped out of luck again at the QB spot, but we'll see how it shakes. And I will say Anthony McDonald is there. Once again, 23 years old, good throw power. Maybe he is good. I don't freaking know, but I just don't think I can make the play there. I'd rather trade down, I think, get some more value, take multiple players over just one. That's my idea. Jaguars are kind of giving me what I want, 26 and then 58, which I'll take, I suppose. And even though we already have a bunch of corners, none of them are really like young, developable guys. So I'm going to take Keontae Barlow here at 26, I think. Very athletic, and his key ratings are pretty good. And he is hitting 95 speed, 96 excel. It did say elite speed, but the 40 time didn't really reflect that. So I'm a little surprised that he actually was that good. Moving on to pick 13 now. QB is still like the biggest need. Probably take that Callahan guy at 26, assuming he's there, which he should be, in fairness. And we're going to trade down again. The Bills giving us 92 to move back to 60, which here, Barry went right before I had a chance at him. To the division rival as well. We're going to be taking Glenn Callahan here, 21 years old. Key ratings are okay with great throw power and athleticism. Let's take a look at the dev. Hidden development trait. 93 throw power, 88 speed, 89 excel. I mean, when it's all said and done, he might be actually the best of the bunch. Like, even if the other guys, maybe they're superstar, maybe they're X Factor, maybe he's only star, I don't know. But even with that case, because of the speed and the throw power, he might actually be the best QB, and we got him damn near the start of the third. And do we take Pittman as like a safety backup? I think I'm going to do that. DeAndre Pittman, hidden development trade. As long as you're getting hidden, even if it's a position you kind of don't need. I mean, I don't hate it, right? Let's go to 13, maybe even trade up, as we've got a couple of linebackers. More importantly, we have a couple of linemen, assuming they're still there. They all are still there. Carnegie would be somebody I definitely would like. But I think because it's too much fun not to, and we need a nose tackle after we lose Reader, I'm going to go for the massive Thaddeus Cruz, 407 pounds. I don't know if I've even seen someone go over like 388. He's huge. I'm going for him. And he's hidden. He's 99 strength. Holy, what a big fella. We tried a bunch of picks that end up leading to a third from the Dolphins, which, I mean, I try to add as little as I could each time, which, you know, that's basically where the trade was. Kind of need a linebacker. Winters is definitely a fitting party. We only need one lineman, and there's 3 of them. I think I'm going to actually go for the linebacker first. I think Paul Winters is a great choice. 22 years old, though. Please be hidden. Yes! Speed's a lot lower than I thought. I would have thought like 88, but I guess I didn't show you guys the 40 times, so you guys don't even know. But because there's so many linemen, we're hoping they fall a little bit, and we make one final trade up. Could technically use a left guard and a right guard still, too, but as long as we get one, it's progress. We make a pretty crazy trade. Andrew Booth and a third next year for the third from the Cowboys this year. Definitely a high trade. Probably should have got something else off him, but it is what it is. I don't need the corner anyways, and Well, obviously, Booth hasn't really played well, so Taylor Carnegie going to be the choice, and thankfully hidden development trait listed at center, but with that size, maybe play anywhere. We traded a bunch of stuff to get that late third off the Dolphins, and with that pick, we're going to be taking the other lineman and basically calling it a draft, maybe go with a fullback just to replace Ham following this season. Cam Sherman, taking the risk, hidden development trait, and we've almost got our team set now. Assuming that quarterback's not like a 67 overall, even if he's just, hidden. Alrighty, draft recap, just under $40 million. 76 overall for the corner. Quarterback, 72, fair enough. 76 for the other corner is probably going to play safety. Cruz, I'm going to look at first because he is a monster. 407, 82 power move. Holy crap. Almost want to start him over Reader anyways. I think he's going to sit, though. One season, which is fine. Start Ev. We got that position set. Winter, 74 overall. This is a good draft. This is a really good draft. Quarterback, I guess we'll take a look at the dev as well. I think he might start. Like, he's not much worse than Kirk, but he has way better throw power and can run. I mean, I think I want Rookie of the Year with him, What number? 10? 10 looks all right. Dev, star. I'm kind of curious to see what the other guy is, because we did have a choice at pretty much every quarterback. Not all of them, but most of them. So Preston Coleman is the guy that I was thinking maybe is the best choice if you were going to have one. Very good short and medium accuracy. That's actually really good, almost 90. And then looking at the dev, he is only star. So, I mean, argue, what's harder to get up, passing accuracy or rushing stats for a QB, just saying. And then this is the guy we actually did pass up on. Hidden development trait as well. Very good short and medium accuracy. Could be a regret of ours here. What do we got? Dev, star as well. So, I mean, you can't hate it because we didn't have to take them in the first round. We got a quarterback that's pretty good himself, and we didn't have to go that high. So, say what you will, I guess. And then another hidden development trait player. The Packers got him. A lot of hidden dev QBs in this draft. What's his dev? Superstar. So there was one superstar. Fair enough. Also, I don't know who the hell this guy is, but we found some Kevin Stewart superstar. He was already on the roster. What a weird build, though. Like, what do you do with this? Is he a fullback? What's his blocking? Does it show? Blocking's not great. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't care. I'm not keeping him. All right, head on to Season 3 here. This is what the roster looks like. Obviously, starting a rookie quarterback in Mr. Callahan. We've got some great weapons for him, and we got to probably move some offensive linemen around a little bit as they didn't auto-switch. And then defense, definitely a work in progress, but it's a team that's definitely getting there. We've got a great backup safety in Pittman, and obviously the linebackers are looking pretty good. We're in a pretty good spot right now, and obviously Cruz will be the future replacement for DJ Reader. We're in a really good spot. We just need to develop a little bit. Hey, Green is 10K XP for one of the camp standouts. All right, 114 mil. Lewis Seen obviously gets a contract, 5-year. I don't even know how much he's going to want. 5-year 27.5. That is a steal. But you know what? We get screwed on contracts a lot. So when one actually benefits us, I'm not going to argue it. 4-year 18. He might not even be the starter long term, but he's at least a really good backup at minimum. Reader could get the contract, probably won't. Center, we're going to let go, and it seems to be that we just need the left tackle back. And then, of course, Jordan Addison, which probably is cheaper to long-term re-sign him. Let's go the 4-year for Mr. Darasaw, a 4-year 90. Really? Wants more than a 4-year 90. I thought I even went a little too high. Good thing the division sucks. I mean, we did all right, to be fair, 10-7. We were really good, then we sold, and then we got back to being really good again. Let's take a look at the win totals. We were pretty good early on, and then we lost like a bunch in a row, 4 in a row, won the last 2 just to solidify it, but man, the division was really bad, so it didn't really matter technically. Let's take a look at the numbers. I'm hoping that, Callahan, so Cincinnati's playbook looking kind of juiced. Running numbers suck. Jefferson was amazing. Chenault was decent. Addison was pretty good. Hawkinson was all right. These numbers outside of rushing seem pretty good. I think this is, maybe our scheme going forward. Pass rush, 6.5 for edge, 6 for the other side. Murphy, 5 interceptions, could go to superstar. Tanner Brown was not as good this year. Wright was decent. Kick return, punt return game was very bad. But the yards look better, definitely. Cowboys MVP for Dak Prescott. Sure, I guess. Justin Jefferson, Offensive Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year on both sides of the ball. Best wide receiver again. And, I mean, we got ourselves some upgrades and some dev-ups coming, at least. But here we are going against the Rams. Even though our quarterback's a lower overall, I still think you got to win this game. Alrighty, here we go to the end of the game. 7-0, not a bad start. 7-3, fair enough. 7-3 still. Defense doing well, but the offense sucks. 10-3, even though it's supposed to be the defense, it's the weak side, I think. 10-10. Offense gets 3. Tied up 13 all. Up by 3. The Rams get 3. Looks like we're punting. They're going to win the game. We're going to lose to the freaking Rams. Defense locking up. We're wasting all the clock in the world. Like, we're at the 28. Look at the clock. Oh, my Lord. Sure. I mean, I don't know if we have really much time to work here, but... Alright, this is kind of like the last play. I guess we are actually in a pretty good spot here. And the quarterback's actually going to show off some speed and get out of bounds. Last second of the 13. And I don't care about the AI because they're going to not kick the field goal. I'm done with that crap. Oh my god, did I just miss? Holy crap. The worst field goal kicker of all time I am. Of course, wearing number 49 as a kicker is definitely going to cause you to kick worse. That's just the rules. I don't make them. Because if I did make the rules, that wouldn't even be possible at all. Perfect squib. Holy crap. I mean, it still gets to the guy, but it took it forever. They got it at like the 12. And we're going to win a super high-scoring, insane battle against the best team in the league. 19-16 to the Rams. Tua is their quarterback now, in fairness, but he did throw 2 interceptions. Rushing was garbage between both teams. If you love running the ball, you didn't like that match. Let me tell you. Louvu with 3.5 sacks. I'm sure of it, dude. I'm sure of it. Barlow, 2 interceptions. Nice for the Rook. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that Louvu had 3.5 sacks against Brian O'Neill. That makes sense. Literal ratings don't matter. That has to once and for all solve it. Probably the best tackle duo in the league. I'm trying to think of like what other teams have tackles that are really good. Very close to, at minimum, top 3 minimum. Yet gave up 3.5 sacks to Frankie Louvu. I'm sure. Either way, we won the game. Going to the divisional round. The Falcons, who kill it in sim all the time. I think this was actually the team I meant to put it on, and I just forgot and put it on Cincinnati instead. But we'll see. Going to the end of the game, the Falcons already putting up 7. That's like a third of what we can score at our best. So that's not good, as we're now down 6. Huge drive. We get a field goal back, fair enough. Up by 4 to start the second half. Can't just build up a lead, huh? We can't build up any lead. We can give up a lead. And we go backwards on an 8-yard sack to Lorenzo Carter. This edge defense, these tackles have played like garbage. And on 3rd and 5, they do get a stop with a sack, and they miss the field goal, giving a really good opportunity and just constantly, once again, going backwards. The game, the clock's moving, and they won't allow me to choose a play quickly. What? All right, I guess it's a field goal. 30 seconds were wasted. It was like a 2-yard play. I think that's pretty good. I like it. Kick is up and good. All right, overtime. How did 30 seconds come off the clock? How? Wasn't a 50, 60-yard play, dude. And we went heads, of course. Tails never fails. Unless if I choose it, then it always fails. Look at this, 15 minutes and 12 seconds in the game. 4th and 1 with the stop on a penalty, and they kick it 70 yards to the 1, and we lose on a safety. I don't know who coded this game, but they are the best in the business and should be hired for every video game ever. Booted it 70 plus. Actually, it might have been more than 70, because that was 70 yards, but that doesn't count where he's actually standing. Oh my. Yeah, I'm sure, dude. I'm sure of it. Well, season 4. We're going to the Super Bowl, but we're not going to be in it as the Ravens beat the Cowboys. See if we have any dev-ups. Hopefully the quarterback and company because of the award win. And he does go to Superstar. I thought there was a chance for him to go to X Factor, though, because that was a pretty good season he had. But didn't get it off of that. But hey, it's still a really good year. Jumped all the way to like, what, 79 overall from 72? And then defensively, I don't know who the hell was what, but Winters got Defensive Rookie of the Year, so obviously he went up in dev, number 44. It's an interesting number. And then we go to Barlow, who, did we know if he was Superstar? He might have already been Superstar, I don't know. All right, here we are in free agency. I'm trying to think of who we even need. A tackle, don't really need it. Wide receiver, not really. Corner, no. We could get Reader back. He would be a decent addition again, but meh. Breece Hall is an option. Did they love Dalvin Cook? Is that why Breece is here? Either way, I'm paying him big bucks. I'm paying him. He's going to free agency hoping someone will be willing to pay. This is like top dollar for running backs these days. 10 mil per year. He's like full green ahead. Wait, what? Wait, are we the Buccaneers all of a sudden? Hello? Bro, what is happening here? Are we the Buccaneers? I think we're the Buccaneers, dude. I think we've turned into the freaking Buccaneers. Yeah, I'm going to keep Cruz as the starter. 85 power move for a 407-pounder. And Breece Hall is a Minnesota Viking. Call it unrealistic all you want. I don't care, dude. 5.8 yards per carry is a backup. Still don't want to start him. I guess they just rolled with Dalvin. Going on to pick 25, where we are likely going to be trading down. I almost just sold so hard. We have a 2-3 edge rusher, which would be kind of like a future-proofing pick for Daniil. More of a 4-3 than a 3-4, but what can you do? The Lions, I think the Giants are giving me the best trade I can get here. We're going to go to 13 and hope that our guy's still there. I mean, he should be there still. We also have a safety. I don't know if they're both going to be there, but we might have to trade up if not. Who the hell is this? Oh, he's 3-4. Never mind. Where is he? AJ Kidd is the edge rusher. He's huge, but he's athletic enough, I guess. AJ Kidd's the guy. Hidden development trait. Okay, he is not athletic enough at all, but Zadarius Smith. That's all I can say. And Vikings fans are like, yay, I love that name. We trade a future fourth with our 5th round pick to move up 9 spots with the Bengals to take a safety. DeMar Mack was my guy, I believe, and this guy's like the second best. So Mr. Danny Easley's the guy. Looking potentially more like a corner, but Danny Easley, and he's normal. But 92 speed for a safety is pretty good. Maybe a future proof of scene, I don't know. But I just went for whoever I thought was valuable, and we didn't really have many needs, so that's what I did. This pick might be a linebacker, as our middle linebacker is a bit on the older side. Hatcher looks pretty good. Choice also looks pretty good, too. But I think Hatcher looks a little bit better. So we're going to go with Nazir Hatcher, 22 years old, 6 foot tall. Hidden development trade. I thought he would have been like 86, 87, but 84 speed, whatever. He's still good. That's all that matters. And there was a day 3. I think that was another linebacker. I don't care if it is. If he's there, I'm going to take him. If not, I'm going to trade down. And he is actually a center, Mr. Joe Harden, who is, of course, hidden development trade. Didn't even need him, but we'll take them for sure. No other draft picks. A little unrealistic, I know, but we're going to end up trading this off to next season. 4th and a 7th from the Broncos. And 74, 76, 75, 72. We'll take a look at Kidd just because we're going to put him at outside linebacker anyways. Left out. He's decent. Very strong, actually. Going to be playing left outside linebacker. Let's see what we got cooking. Star Dev. Still okay. Fair enough. And then I suppose we're going to be putting Hatcher at middle linebacker, so might as well take a look at him as well. Maybe the future at the position. Who knows? Dev is also star. Here we go for Season 4. We've got the squad. Callahan's a 78 overall superstar. O-line's getting there, but even with the high sliders, they don't seem to care. Wide receivers are great. Running backs up and coming up and, improved. Was it a 5.7, 5.8 yards per carry game or season for him? Even as a backup, it's really good still. Pittman starts at strong safety because him and Stearns are similar, but Pittman is like 3 years younger. The team's got all the potential in the world. We just got to, once again, keep on playing on. Although I will say outside linebacker is going to get worse very soon as Danielle Hunter has got like this last season in him. And even then, he probably shouldn't even be starting. Yeah, Jordan Addison's 3-year is about the price of that 5th-year option. However, we know that that's not super realistic. So a 5-year 70, I think, is a lot closer. Even then, he would have asked for more. But that's a good, fair price for both sides since we could have done it for cheaper. Donnell Green, now that would be a guy I might maybe tag because the 5th-year option is probably going to be a lot cheaper than what an edge rusher wants. So, okay, we'll get Brian O'Neill back, and we're looking all right because that rookie deal for the QB. We're off to a really good start. The Packers are like 7-2. We were 7-3, And I guess both teams kind of choked as we're both 10-7 now. Bears and Lions still nowhere to be found. Playing against the Falcons, who we just lost to in the divisional round last season. We get 10k XP there. What's our overall now? 88 probably? 88 across the board. Actually, 89 offense. But let's take a look at the numbers. Was that Jordan Love on the top of the list? Callahan, a little bit better this year. A little bit less interceptions. Breece Hall, way better than Burrell was doing, or Burrell. Jefferson's great. Addison's a little bit better. Chenault's decent again. Hawkinson, okay. Is he really worth the money that he got? At that point, probably not. Center giving up the most sacks, I don't know. Hunter with 12.5. Bradley with 10. 9 for Hitchcock. 7 for Green. Didn't change any of the schemes this season because, we made the playoffs for the first time in, the whole rebuild. Why would I change it if it finally got us somewhere? I guess we just got better. MVP goes back to Dak, apparently. And award wins. Wide receiver again, best wide receiver. But that is literally it as we have to face the Falcons again. The Falcons again. I'll show you guys the scheme, though, just in case you think I did change it. Exactly the same that we had last season. I'm surprised the defense kind of woke up for once. The Jaguars beating the Chiefs. This is the year to do it if you're going to do it. Okay, dude. Let's see it. The Ravens obviously won the Super Bowl last year anyways, but still, usually it's the Chiefs in there. 7 all, 10-7. Okay, I mean, defense is doing pretty well, but then the offense is just turning the ball over at an astronomically quick rate. 10-20, and that touchdown might do it. Down by 10, defense got to make a stop, and they don't look like they're going to. And from the 3, they give up a touchdown. That's got to be it. Offense is moving, but it's taking them a while. Field goal is probably the smart call, but they're not going to do it. I mean, this is some deficit. Also, is my passer thing going to be on? Okay, it is. Yeah, I changed this for a different video, and I was wondering if it was going to save or not. And that's pretty good. That'll be a touchdown. I mean, that's pretty, as quick as you can get with us using it. Got to say, though, down 10, and the defense is starting to really, really sell now. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. And they're moving down quicker than we are. They're moving quicker than we were. And they're the ones up by 10. I don't know, EA. I don't know. I don't know if this is how most teams play this situation. You got to run command at this point. You have no choice. And we can't even get it. Well, that's a GG. We're headed on to Season 5. EA just don't let us win, man. The Vikings are just not a good team in Sim. EA hates them. We'll do that final season, though. Callahan not looking that great. Losing to Desmond Ridder, who's probably even lower of an overall. I mean, we got the better team top to bottom. I mean, there's just no question about that. There's just not. There just simply isn't. And yet, here we are. Going on to the final season. Just trying to scrape together some wins. Can't even get past the Falcons. Back-to-back seasons. Who then waste our spot in the playoffs anyways and don't even make the Super Bowl. And it's the Packers in the Super Bowl with the Colts. Don't let them do it. Indy, come on. Yeah, Indianapolis says no Super Bowl for you. Let's see what the dev-ups for the final season look like, if any. None on offense. Callahan's now an 82 overall defensively. Hunter stays the same. Green stays the same. Bradley, surprisingly, stays the same. And the team just stays the same. Danielle Hunter probably should be replaced right now as he had a great season, but he is a low overall for pass rush. But hey, we're gonna watch early on. If he's not struggling and he's actually putting up numbers, why not? Unless he needed a contract and I didn't see it. But, I mean, kid's literally already just as good of a pass rusher as him, just not as fast. All right, we are tagged Green. Tyreek Hill's a free agent who, didn't he say that after his contract over, he's retiring? Man, what it would be like to retire in your 30s. Snead, not the worst decision. Honestly, at this point, it would have been edge rusher that we would have loved to see, but apparently it's not here. Luvu killed it against us. What is his rating as a 30-year-old? Nah, not really worth it. I also thought he was slower than that. Nolan Smith's a free agent. What is he looking like? Ooh. I mean, I don't know. The Eagles are not in a great spot money-wise, so, I mean, they could easily let a guy like Nolan Smith go. I'm just saying, what are the options? We're the number one. Do we just go crazy? I don't even know if he's going to be good as an edge rusher, but I just don't like the other guy because he's on the slower side. I thought he was going to be fast and then just wasn't. That's all we really need is an edge rusher. So if we get him, we get him. And we do. 4-year 40. That's pretty cheap for an edge rusher, too. So, I mean, we got our new edge rusher. We'll see if we can save some money getting rid of Daniil on top of it. All right, we got our new edge rusher. I mean, at this point, it would be just kind of future-proofing the team. But what I will say is I have found two. Not one. Two 6'8" tight ends. And they both look tragically bad. But they are insanely fast. And one would assume they are, at least one of them is hidden. Oh, 23. Disgusting. Definitely would want to look at Mr. Clark Clemens. There's two Clemens, by the way. The other tight end looks a little bit better. Maybe he'd be someone I would go for just because Hawkinson's got to be getting up there in age, right? Like, the Lions can't use him for a few years, trade him off, we use him for a few years, and he's not a dinosaur, right? Like, he's got to be pretty old. He's got to be getting there. We're going to trade this pick to the Rams, 17 spots back to gain a second round next year. Don't really need the draft pick right now anyways, so we're going to move on to 6 and maybe take somebody we feel is worthy here at 6. I don't know if that's anyone at this point. Middle linebacker, we scouted more. He does look very good, actually. O-line, right guard, I mean, you can never have enough linemen, but I think I am going to take Colin Clemens. I'll probably end up taking one of the big tight ends anyways, but Colin Clemens is going to be the guy. In development trade, 86 speed, 85 excel. The team's got 2 great tight ends now, and maybe even that is the future at the position. Who knows? And I'm going to take Bryce Watkins. He's built more like a pure center, but a lot of A's. A little weak, but elite speed. Hidden development trade, 84 strength with 77 speed, 88 to excel. Could maybe play guard. We don't really need anyone. I'm just going to go to the next pick. Screw it. And a 3 in the... Wait, was that the guy? I forgot about him, but he was literally like right there. We could still take Chamberlain, though, if we have to, and I think I will. And we don't need to, or don't even have to, but I want him anyways. Hidden development trade, 87 speed, 88 excel. Not bad. Kind of defeats the purpose of, what was it, Hatcher, I think his name was, last season. Gonna end up taking the young tight end, assuming he's there, because obviously he could be gone. I don't know when these guys go. It's Clemens, right? So double Clemens. 6'8", 259 at 22 years old. I actually kind of want to like leave him to some other team that actually needs him. And then, you know, maybe follow the career of him or something. I don't know. At the same time, I want to lose him. Yeah, I'm going to take Clark Clemens. I don't want him to go anywhere. Clark Clemens, normal development trade, 88 speed, 89 acceleration. That's a good player athletically, but yeah, he is super raw. I don't know how the hell you would develop him. Like, I really don't. Like, unless his catching's like 70, but it said F, which, I mean, most tight ends are going to be a lot higher than F. Screw it, we're taking both 6'8"ers. So maybe we reach the other guy. I don't know. Another very athletic freak. A little bit older, though. No dev of hidden. You know, it's a little surprising. I know he's tall, but, you know, they're insanely raw, so not really sure what you're going to do with that. These guys are going to be such low overalls, though. If you think they're high overalls, you're crazy. They're definitely going to be like 58 or something. 59 and 63. Wow, that is so low. Change direction for this other tight end's really good, though. Trucking, no trucking, of course. Wow, their catching sucks. 62 and 63 catching with the same 71 catching traffic. 77 spec at least. Trailer's a little bit better, but he is also a year older. Oh, but the release, that is massive. That is a massive difference from release and deep route. I think you actually probably would have to start the 23-year-old. Like, I really think you would. Kind of want to start or trade off Clemens to a team that needs tight end. Get a little unrealistic here at the end, but I kind of want to trade him off to a team that's like desperate for tight end and just like force him to start or something. I don't even know how I would do that, but let's take a look at the tight end that actually took that was actually, you know, higher and projected to be decent. A little bit different, you know, better catching. Route running's not much better though, especially not deep route. He's a little iffy himself, to be honest, unless he is like superstar or X Factor, which at 6'3", there is actually a decent chance. I don't know if there's anything to it, but I feel like the shorter the tight end, the better the dev. Well, not here. All right, here we go for the final season. Can we do it? 88 overall. We have switched to the Falcons scheme to see if they are the team. Nolan Smith is our new left out with Daniil Hunter, the higher overall, but worst pass rusher as the backup. Kid is the backup there, and we got we got depth. We got great players. I mean, this team needs a new corner, probably. A new linebacker wouldn't hurt. I know we got these two guys, but they're not really developing. The Chamberlain and, I mean, you just got him. And Hatcher, they're not going to really develop as backups, so almost feels like you should start a brand new rookie. O-line, I mean, there's question marks here. I don't know why it's flipped these two starting-wise, but you know what? It is what it is. Tight end, like we talked about with TJ Hawkinson, we went Clemens because... yeah, 30 years old, I mean, he's going to regress really hard soon. He already did regress decently hard, so the team is only going to be getting worse soon enough rather than better. I mean, we need it to happen now. $104 million, Hitchcock needs a contract, Bradley needs a contract, Burrell needs a free agency, Hawkinson you might need to let go. I'd try to do like a 1 or 2 if we can. Brooks probably gone, Cleveland for sure gone, Bates cheap, so maybe a 1 year to like trade him off or something, I don't even know, but I mean, the team's in a good spot. We got money. It's just once you got to pay that damn QB, that's when the L just starts to pile up. We had an amazing season with the Rams. I looked at are having well, we just lost the last 2 anyways. But where the Rams are having an even better season than us, as they at the time I was looking at them, they were 14-1. Did we beat the Rams? We even beat them. We were the only team to actually beat them at the time. This could be our season. Atlanta Falcons playbook seems to be pretty good. Didn't change the defense once again, so we still have a little piece of that Vikings still. Way better touch on a pick ratio. Rushing, pretty similar. Wide receiver, the receiving stats are a little more balanced, but Addison just did not get involved. So it's wide receiver 1, tight end 1, it seems. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense for their build. Nolan Smith with 13 sacks. Bradley with 12. Green with 8.5. He's slowly developing. 5.5 for Hitchcock, 4.5 for Winters, Cruz with 2. Even though he's a big nose tackle type, big nose, could see some dev ups here too. He is the best pass rusher on this team on the interior, I believe. And we paid the kicker, punter. Both of them looked pretty good. You know, yearly awards, Mahomes back on top. Better than seeing that damn Dak Prescott fella every time. Glenn Callahan with the best QB award. And the best wide receiver goes to freaking KJ Osborne. Of course it does. Best linebacker goes to Nolan. Should be a superstar. I mean, it's the Cowboys. If we can beat this team, we can beat anyone. But, I mean, it is EA after all. So, win or lose, that's it. This is the season. I mean, we've played so long, the Houston Texans are a freaking playoff team. Like, come on now. I mean, that's why 5 seasons is the cutoff point. You start seeing things like the Rams best in the league and Texans in the playoffs, and you're like, yeah, well... It's time. Of course, looking pretty good here. Up by 3. Spoke too soon. We're going to still hold a 3-point lead, but offense is just doing nothing. 10 all. Huge drive, but only getting 3. And here, I mean, 3 minutes left. Offense is in position. Come on. Clock is dwindling. With 8 seconds, or from the 8, 30 seconds left. No timeouts. Still like, hey, you wanna run the ball, buddy? We're out of time, but we can still run the ball. I mean, we can kind of throw this, right? And that's not bad. They're going to say you went out of bounds, though. I mean, at this point, do you not just like... I mean, the clock situation's really weird. I go empty again, try to waste a little bit more clock, and then, you know, just kind of throw it away, take the field goal, basically. Jefferson on the slant, but they're, like, kind of ready for that. And just don't be grounding. Trying to waste a little more clock. Kick the field goal for the win. All right, let's see. We got the blocking formation. No, I did not mean to do that. I meant to audible Jefferson, but we're cool. We're fine. Good block enough. It's not going to be great, but it'll be 6 seconds left instead of like 20. Oh, we have timeouts. I was looking at the Cowboys. I'm so stupid. Why was I looking at the Cowboys? You guys are probably like, what is he doing? Is he stupid? It's like, yeah, I mean, we know that now. Still should win, but what am I doing, honestly? Could have ended the game on a touchdown. Literally end the game on the field goal, but of course, why am I the way I am? Squibb is damn near perfect again. Got even a little hop to it. Hop to you drop. And he gets 1 second. You've got to be kidding me. And of course, they don't give me 3-man deep. Or like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, just some random cover 4. Why not? It's like, no, let's just go all the way back and not be stupid. Pollard's so open. Oh, Dak, he's going to try to do it. He's trying to go for the spike. He's going for the spike. Dak does it again. Oh, my Lord. Flawless. Flawless. Looking at the numbers, both quarterbacks were pretty mid-tier. Breece Hall and Pollard were pretty decent. Breece Hall way better than Pollard, though. Looking at the sacks, Parsons with 4 of them. Dalvin, the former Viking, 1 sack. Not great from our defensive side, but they held them, and they obviously missed a field goal, which led to us winning by 3, beating the Dallas Cowboys, who are constantly one of the hardest teams to beat in the NFC in Sim. Dak won 2 MVPs in this rebuild, so that alone is already just a massive, massive win. So, I mean, I feel pretty good about what we've done here, even if we lose. Honestly, I feel good. But let's see it anyways to the divisional round. Please don't be the Falcons. Please don't be the Falcons. Don't do it. Tampa Bay, we got a home game. 85 overall Buccaneers. Don't know who their QB is now, but once again, another team that, you're not really expecting to compete in the next couple of seasons, unless, Baker goes off, I suppose. But that quarterback spot, some of the other positions, O-line's kind of falling apart a little bit. But, all these teams are now like contenders because it's taken so long. 5 years the cutoff. And, wow, Tampa puts up 7 instantly. 7-7, though. Nice counter touchdown. Defense doing okay. Offense is doing nothing yet again. 14-7, not bad. Halftime score of the same. Up 10. One more score should do it. And with a touchdown, it's definitely over. Up by 10. Tampa has a chance, but I wouldn't believe in them. 31-21 for the finale. Defense kind of woke up a little bit at the end, too. Both quarterbacks a little bit better than last game. Breece was worse than last game. But ultimately, we win, and we're headed to the championship round. Atlanta's playbook might be the move. They missed 2 field goals. So that's 3 field goals missed in the last 2 games for our opponents. Championship round, pretty happy with the finish of this one. The Philadelphia Eagles still a 90 overall. Thought maybe we would have went up. We got a couple of upgrades, but up 3 overalls on the Eagles, who are like the best team in the game. It's got to mean something for roster building, right? The Vikings aren't in the best spot. They're definitely not in the worst spot, but needing a quarterback shortly after the start of a rebuild is not great, especially when you're expected to be a playoff team, even though we kind of weren't. 7-0, 7-3. Offense has all the chances in the world right now. Up by 7. Could have made it better, but it's all tied up at 10 now. Now we're down by 7. Offense is moving, but they can't finish a drive. We're down by 7. And with this drive, we're going to end up losing to the Philadelphia Eagles 20-13 in the NFC Championship round. EA's Sim still has its biases, and Breece Hall put up 1.8 yards per carry after a 3 yards per carry game. Jalen Carter and company just smoked us, and Tanner Brown missed 2 field goals, so it was our turn to miss field goals, and I suppose their guy missed one too, but 2 field goals is a massive amount to miss in a game for the playoffs, and that's going to be it. I mean, we got to the championship round, couldn't quite get to the Super Bowl. It is what it is. Haven't seen this for the Vikings since Brett Favre, which is some time ago now. It's kind of crazy. It doesn't feel like that long ago. It's not that long ago, but at the same time it is. I don't even know. I just said a bunch of things. Eagles versus the Dolphins. Eagles better win. The Eagles better win, and they do win. Show you guys our season. It's the furthest we actually got, so why the hell not? Won the wild card round. Obviously, Houston lost their game. Tampa smoked the Falcons, and then we smoked them. That's basically a Super Bowl on its own, no? The Eagles smoking the Rams, and we kept it close against them. That's like, I mean, realistically, that seems like a situation where if we would have simmed 10 times in a row, we would have won 70% of the time, right? Because, like, we put up points against teams that, like, smoked each other, Wrong freaking thing. I wanted to look at the players themselves. But that is going to be it for this rebuild. We obviously didn't win a Super Bowl, but we got to the championship. I think the championship's kind of like the, no dev up for Callahan for best QB. I think that's kind of like the, okay, you've done it. You're legit. You're a real team. But Glenn Callahan, deep threat should be his problem, and it is. Deep accuracy is 79, 95 throw power, which I can't imagine he started over 91 because he's a speedster. He's a scrambler, which is obviously hurting his overall, obviously. Breece Hall gets a dev up, which is massive. Actually, you know what? It's not really. Wow, he still went down at 27 years old. But it's not that massive anymore because obviously at 29, 30, you die no matter what unless you change the regression sliders. Jefferson's ridiculous. He's like 99 everything other than speed. And then we look over at Jordan Addison, a fun player to look at. Some ups, some downs. the scheme kind of screwed him. Very good ratings, except for releases 62. EA, I don't care what rating, which of course it wasn't deep threat, which is why his deep route is also low. You can't have release be that low. It's not like release only is affected, only affects deep routes. Like, how is that even possible to be 62 release? He got, what, 0 release upgrades? And, of course, Hawkinson, we did try to pay him a 1-year deal. I don't remember if he took it or not. Of course, he gets a superstar, which is, like, longer career for him now. Love that. Don't really care too much for Ezra Cleveland because he's a lower overall, but we'll take a look at O'Neal and Darisaw just because they're very high overalls. Darisaw's or not Darisaw, but Ezra Cleveland's a little bit on the lower side, so it's not really a point. Very good. I mean, especially Darisaw, really good ratings. Take a look at the defense now. Barlow, 88 overall. I don't think he has any sort of zone coverage. 79 zones, 93 man with insane speed. Let's go on to the defense again. Don't really need to look at Murphy as he would have regressed. Pittman, 24 years old. And 87 zone coverage, 93 speed, 94 excel. The corner converted to safety. Looking pretty good out there. And then we'll look at the other safety, Lewis Seen, who just never developed somehow. No zone coverage. And I mean, other than that, he's just fast. He's literally just fast, and he's raw as hell. Cruz, only an 80 overall, but his power move might be like 90. 87 power move, 99 strength for the 400-pound man. What else do we have for defense? Nolan Smith's not really our guy. Green goes up in dev, which is pretty cool, to superstar. 92 finesse. He's like a true edge rusher, even though he hasn't really played well. 8.5 sacks is fine, I guess, because it could just be all pressures, but in Madden terms, we don't know that. And then Paul Winters, he's 83 overall. Superstar dev pretty quickly, so I'm surprised he's not higher than that, but I guess his block shed and zone are pretty good, so overall is just kind of misleading. Bradley, the 86 overall, man, we just paid like a 6-year 94 finesse, not really great block shed. And then we look at Mr. Hitchcock, who is an 87 overall with 93 power move, 82 block shed. And then the final player, I suppose, even though he's not technically a player we developed, Nolan Smith, 83 overall with 88 finesse and insane speed. That is going to be it, though, for the realistic style rebuild of the Minnesota Vikings. If you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Obviously, football is on tomorrow, so there will not be an upload. That's why I did 3 today. Barely even got this going. And then we should be back with at least a Texans franchise video on Monday. Would have seen one earlier today, especially, and with a superstar mode kind of experiment video. And then we'll probably be back with Bears franchise on Tuesday. I need a little bit of a break just so I can catch up on some recordings, even though I don't think we have a person for week 4. I've DM'd quite a bit of people, but people have accepted the friend request. They've been a little late with the responses. I've tried to DM a lot, but I don't want to lose track of who's who. I don't want to do too many at one time. But yeah, might have to make a new list just because there's some people that might not be interested anymore because that was like a 3 or 4 week old community tab. But yeah, I was planning, and we might actually still do a second channel video tomorrow. Maybe it'll be a late one because it'll be a horror game. It'll be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is a freaking fun game. If you haven't played it yet, definitely play it. I recommend it a lot, especially early on. If you were ever to want to try and get into YouTube content, in my opinion, if you got friends to play with, maybe even if you're not, if you're playing a Survivor, record that, dude. The first couple hours of playing that game is maybe the most fun I've had in a game ever. And I mean, it's lost some of that first time mojo, but it's still amazing. But yeah, I kind of regret not recording the first couple of days of playing it, but it's still a fun time, the recording I have with Schultz. So maybe check that out on the second channel, PKR Plays, probably tomorrow, if not Monday. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, and that's about it. If you guys have a team you want to see next rebuilt, if there's any sort of experiment you want to see done, does fullbacks playing tight end cheese the game? Something, along those lines, but it's a realistic question. Maybe let me know in the comment section below, and that's about it. Be back on Monday for another upload, and that's going to be that. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video, see ya!